My nephew Keller was 16 years old, a state champion wrestler built like a refrigerator, and the meanest kid I had ever met. For 2 years, he bullied my 12-year-old son, Eli, mercilessly shoving him into walls at family gatherings, tripping him when no adults were looking, and whispering threats about what would happen if Eli ever told anyone. My brother Dwight, Keller's father, waved off every concern with boys will be boys, and told me Eli needed to toughen up instead of reading so many books. At a summer barbecue at my parents' house, I went inside to use the bathroom for maybe 3 minutes. When I came back outside, Eli was lying unconscious on the ground with blood pouring from his nose. Keller stood over him shaking out his fist. Several crying younger cousins yelled that Keller had punched Eli in the face as hard as he could, all because Eli said no to giving up his soda. Dwight jogged over, and before even checking on my son's condition, he started making excuses. He said Eli probably started it. He said kids exaggerate. And then he said the word that broke something inside me forever. He said Eli probably deserved it. My son was unconscious with a broken nose, and my brother said he deserved it. I stood up slowly, and when Dwight kept talking about how Eli was too soft and this was bound to happen eventually, I hit him mid-sentence. My fist connected with his jaw, and he fell backward onto the grass right next to Eli. The ambulance rushed Eli to the hospital, where doctors found a severe concussion, a broken nose, and a small fracture near his eye socket. No brain bleed, no surgery, but weeks of rest in a dark room. While I sat in the watching my son drift in and out of consciousness, Dwight texted me that I had assaulted him in front of everyone, and that I better hope Eli was okay because now I was the one in trouble. That night, Eli finally told me the full truth he had been hiding for 2 years. Keller had done far more than shove him. He had pinned Eli behind the garage at Thanksgiving and twisted his wrist until he cried. He had squeezed the back of Eli's neck so hard it left bruises. He told Eli that nobody would ever believe him, because people like Keller always got believed over people like him. We pressed charges. Then my parents called a family meeting to talk things out. I walked into that living room hoping for decency. Instead, I found an intervention not for Keller, but for me. My mother said Dwight was willing to drop his assault complaint if I stopped cooperating with the charges against Keller. One aunt said ruining a promising athlete's future over one violent incident seemed extreme. My father said both boys had made mistakes. I stood up so fast my chair scraped the floor and told them all that if they chose Dwight and Keller after watching my son bleed on the grass, they were choosing people who hurt children and lied about it. And if that was their choice, they would never see my family again. Then I walked out. A year later, Eli is 13 years old. He is taller now, but still gentle. Still the kind of kid who apologizes when he bumps into furniture. The bruises faded long ago, but he still startles at loud noises and wakes up from nightmares sometimes. He asked to take a jiu-jitsu class, not to fight, he said, but to learn how to get away from bigger people. 6 weeks in, he told me quietly that he finally learned how to get out from under somebody. I kept my eyes on the road because I knew I would cry if I looked at him. I changed the locks on my house, installed cameras, and mailed a certified letter to my parents and Dwight that said, do not come to my house uninvited. Do not contact Eli directly. And any future communication goes through email only and only for real emergencies. My mother sent a 3-page letter about broken hearts and family love. I thought about Eli saying he hadn't told me the full truth before because I still made him go around those people. Then I deleted the draft and blocked her email. I into Dwight at a grocery store months later. He looked older, worn down. He asked if I still thought I did the right thing by ruining his son's future. I looked at my shopping cart. Waffles, dish soap, cereal. A normal, peaceful, safe life. I looked at him and said, every single day. Then I turned down another aisle and kept walking. Family is not who demands your silence while your child bleeds. Family is who protects the smallest person in the yard. If that means burning every family barbecue to the ground, then let it burn. That is what I became for my son, and I would do it again 1,000 times.